different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. It's kind of, this is kind of like an aspect of a dream coming true. When I was a kid, all of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you no. When you look out your door and you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in the tower, that kid really believes there are dragons out there. That stick is really a sword and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, and that princess is not there. And all of his little dreams were dashed. So, as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon and we slay that dragon to save that princess. And that's kind of what this movie was.
All right, man. So Anthony Mackie, who is taking over as for Captain Steve Rogers and Chris Evans as Captain America. And it's like that in the comic where, Falcon takes over for Captain America, Steve Rogers. He says that, Captain America doesn't represent America. It represents integrity. He said a few things and, it represents these things. And they kind of came off where, as you heard in the audio, kind of like, all these things like integrity and dependability, whatever else he said in that particular clip, sounds anti-American. Like, I represent integrity, but America don't. So I really, no. He basically said, no, Captain America doesn't represent America. They represent a man that keeps his word, that's with integrity and dependable, whatever else he said. And a lot of the conservatives came out and was mad. They already was mad. They was pissed off because, a lot of people don't read comics or know the history of comics. I'm not a comic connoisseur, but, I understand a little bit of it. And they don't understand that. And then when they bring it to the movie script or to the scene, they're like, man, where this dude come from? How they gonna make Captain America black? And that enrages a lot of people. Even though, black people, helped build this country along with Native Americans. And without the Native Americans, couldn't nobody really knew how to survive on this land and how to crop and all that type of stuff. And a lot of black people, they built the country. They helped fight for their emancipation. Their independence, to be exact, from Great Britain. So, they like to leave that part of history out of it. Other than that, they would have been dragged back to Great Britain. And that's a fact. Or they would have died in this land without knowing how to crop and survive. Especially staying on the East Coast. It was treacherous. Off that water, Boston, how cold it got. So people don't acknowledge that part of history. And that's why a lot of, Native Americans, they got paid their reparations. It's not in the way they should have. And you can really see how they lost a lot of their wealth in the Killer of the Moonflower movie, it was like 3-4 hours long, but it was really, really good. That was one of my favorite movies from a couple years ago. And that's why black people still want their reparations, because, they built a lot of the infrastructure in this country and exactly helped a lot of these companies become multi-billion and $1 trillion companies. But, I read a few articles on this, and basically it's pretty much what he's saying is pretty much he's acting still. Like in the movie, Harrison Ford, who plays Thunderbolt and turns into the Red Hawk, he has a difference of opinion on how he should move. Anthony Mackie's character, the new Captain America, the Falcon. And he believes, I'm not Steve Rogers, I should move this particular way. So it's really, people getting mad at him and saying, he's really trying to do is really trying to give y'all a preview into the movie. And I hear people saying it's gonna flop, I'm not gonna go see it. You have, I'm pretty sure the conservative now really ain't go see it because, One, they probably wasn't gonna go see it already because a black man playing Captain America. That was a red flag. Two, what he said now, and then you have black people saying they weren't gonna see it because they were tired of black people not having their own superhero. My thing is this: you gotta support, actors and actresses for them to knock down doors and give us our own stuff. Like people supported the Black Panther. Guess what? Now Ryan Coogler, he did Space Jams, and then he broke off, and now he doing this new original Black Vampire movie, which I'm gonna go support. See, if you start supporting individual producers, directors, and actors and actresses, then we can take a step forward of getting past Power, getting past Tyler Perry movies. We could take a step forward and getting to movies that's productive, and that's original. You know what I'm saying? We can start getting around the ignorance and getting to the science of movies. Not just the same old MLK movie or the same Harriet Tubman movie or this, that, and the third. I mean, that's why I tell people, well, you gotta support Denzel's movies. And when you got drop Equalize 3, somebody said, well, I ain't gotta support them actors and them. I'm like, all right, man, don't stop complaining about when you don't see wholesome black TV on, like, Fresh Prince or A Different World, or you don't see any, solid and masculine superheroes or action lead characters, because y'all didn't support these individual actors in they movies. A lot of people, you going to the movie spending this amount of money, but then you go get a 3.5 and spend that amount of money. And that's the number one problem. And that's why a lot of, black people that get in the business, they tell you, don't get a product and how can I say it? Don't get a product and sell it towards black people. Get a product that sell it, towards other people. Get a product, and where it goes, it's a universal across the board. That's what they tell people. So at the end of the day, it just seemed like he excuse me. Yeah, it seemed like it's just like, once you kind of understand the movie and the script and how they moving in the movie, you get it. You kind of get the little beef that they have between each other, and how Captain America should roll and what he represents, and he just ain't everything that America is. He more or something different. So I think if people see the movie, they understand it. In my humble opinion, but yeah, I had to do research. I'm kind of like, damn, I can't believe he said that. He sabotaging the movie, and I read the research. It's not that he anti-America. It's kind of give you a sneak preview of the movie. So, like I said before, you gotta support. If you black, you gotta support black actresses and actors and black businesses if you want to see more flourishing businesses. You know what I'm saying? You gotta support it. Then you won't see people on the screen. But like I said before, black people support ignorance. By the masses, they support ignorance. They support the shade room when it's ignorant, gossip when it's ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They support anything stereotypical, ghetto. When you start, producing movies like Killer of the Moonflower, Oppenheimer, and you start doing those movies about black people, or people of African descent, Shaka Zulu today, people don't want to see that shit. So that's why I kind of get upset when black people complain of not having certain type of movies represent them, because y'all don't want to see it. If it ain't ghetto, sexy red, bougie ghetto, ignorant, if it's something that's a really good informative movie, y'all say it was boring. Y'all don't want to develop and plot. Y'all don't want TV shows and series that have a lot of character development. Y'all just want action, ghetto-ness, stereotypes. And that's why I said, man, black people be complaining, bro, and it ain't no point to. When you need to support something that's constructive and that's going in the right direction to get us on the right road, a lot of them don't even want to support it. So like I said before, when you really look at, black people in America as a whole, and you really look at it, you really can't even get mad at the tethers for not wanting to join us. They fake like they want to join us, but then, be fake. But you can't even blame them. We can't even get on the same accord, bro. And when you tell people, oh man, we gotta stop supporting Gucci, and people like, I ain't stop supporting Gucci. I'm gonna keep wearing it. I don't care about none of that stuff they do. I'm like, all right. Black people don't want to change. They happy in their ignorance and they happy complaining. So he not anti-America. It's a play on the movie. So appreciate y'all. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the music entertainment playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me everywhere. Join the Patreon. Peace.